Hey guys, I'm MB, founder of underdogchance.com, and in today's video, I will share the best bet from MLB today, and I will also quickly answer the question how to build a bankroll. But first, I think this is the best bet today. We have Jacob deGrom on one side with Texas, and on the other side, we have Detroit with Jack Flaherty. Two right-handed pitchers. Bookmakers have this game close to 50-50. You can get plus money on Detroit, which I think is a nice value, and here is why. Okay, DeGrom is of course one of the best pitchers, but he came back after injury. So we at this moment we have a little bit less stats from him after the injury, but still his advanced numbers are very good. But on the other side, we also have Flaherty, who is a very good pitcher. He's going even a little bit deeper into the game, and what is also interesting, based on my numbers, Detroit has slightly better bullpen so far. If we check hitting numbers, Texas has better lineup, but currently Detroit is playing well. They are hitting better, and if we take all this into account plus home field advantage, I have Detroit. My betting model gives better chance to Detroit, and I think that Detroit for plus money, if you can get plus money. This is plus 102 money line. This is, I think, the best bet today in baseball. Okay, so this is my free pick of the day, and I want to quickly answer the question. Someone asked me how to build a bankroll. I will write some emails about this as well, or maybe a blog post or something like that. But very quickly, I will tell you how I built the bankroll and how I used money from sports betting profits. If you want to build a bankroll, that means that you start from zero, from scratch. I started from scratch, so I didn't have rich parents, I didn't have money, and I started basically from zero. Okay, when you start betting, and if you don't have, let's say, 10,000 American dollars, okay, 10,000 American dollars is a good benchmark where you can start looking at, let's say, bigger markets. Okay, before you reach 10,000 American dollars, you don't need to bet bigger markets. Okay, because 10,000 American dollars is not such a big money, right? If you have 10,000 American dollars, then your unit is 100 American dollars. Okay, so this is 1%. And if you make, I don't know, 50, let's say 50 units in 1 year, this is plus 5,000 American dollars. Then you can either use this and improve and grow your stakes, or you can do this after half season or something like that, or you can reinvest it. But the hardest part, the hardest thing is to make first $10,000 for people who start from scratch. Okay, once you have 100K, then the game is much easier because you bet $1,000 per game. You can go on betting exchanges, you can go on Asian bookmakers, you can bet with Pinnacle. Depends where you live, and depends how you're comfortable with internet, with VPN, with agents, with everything that you have. We all, of course, have different opportunities, but the hardest thing is to go from zero to 10K. 10K, what I mean by 10K, that you have this money actual for betting, not some imaginary money that you will get from salary or something like that. 10,000 American dollars, this is the money you can actually lose without consequences. Okay, so how I did it, I had two pets. Okay, so first, I was working extra shifts. I was working on weekends in the restaurant. So I put all the money that I didn't need for living. I didn't buy clothes. I didn't spend this money for stupid things. I was giving this money into my bankroll. This is the first thing. But to do this, you need to believe you can actually win later, right? But this is another topic. And the second thing, I was betting on smaller markets. Okay, if you don't have at least 10K, you don't bet NFL, you don't bet okay, baseball, big markets. I When I started with 100 American dollars, or when I had small amount of money, I started with smaller sports. I was betting on volleyball, ski jumping, what was back then, athletics as well, some tennis, smaller challengers. I was betting on basketball, smaller basketball leagues. I made a lot of money with the basketball. Most of the money on smaller basketball leagues back then. I was comparing my bookmakers line with online bookmakers lines, and then when there was discrepancy, I bet on that. I was making my own betting models and analysis on smaller leagues. So I was betting on smaller leagues because if you bet, if you have less than 10K, that means that your unit should be 100 American dollars, 200 American dollars. And most of smaller leagues, if you have some solid bookmaker, they will allow you to bet 100 American dollars or smaller on smaller leagues. And there you have bigger advantage against other bettors, because the sharp bettors are betting much more, and they are betting bigger sports: baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, right? Once you every sports bet every sports better journey is different, but we have if you look at successful sports betting journey, we always start from zero or from the scratch, and then once you grow, it is like a poker, right? Once you grow, you become better, sharper, and then you also go to a bigger market. But if you don't have 10K on your bookmaker's account, it is you don't need to bet bigger markets, because you will have better chance with low hanging fruits, okay, low hanging apples, if you like, because the competition is smaller. Bookmakers will have, first of all, they will have much more experts on, I don't know, NFL, baseball, NBA, and then bookmakers will not pay that much attention to, I don't know, Swedish basketball, right? But you can still bet 100 American dollars on Swedish basketball. The lines will move faster, but you are also playing against a smaller group of people. Okay, many people bet on these smaller soccer leagues, smaller basketball leagues, tennis. They're playing play parlays, because if you are sharp better, and if you build actual betting models, if you put a lot of effort into this, which you need to do if you bet sharp markets, right? You also need to bet a little bit more, because you cannot to afford working 8 hours on analysis and then you bet 10 American dollars on a game. This is completely not logical, right? Because the amount of time that you invested and the amount of bet you make and potential profit are too far away, right? But if you bet smaller leagues, you can actually beat the market with much simple betting models, with simple numbers. Because when I was betting on smaller leagues and I started using statistics, I saw that most people don't use statistics at all, and I immediately have the advantage. But to know how to use statistics, you need to learn how to use statistics. Okay, it doesn't need to be fancy software or something like that. I have a betting course to show you how you can build your first sports betting model and how you can actually bet on games with numbers. But once you start using the numbers, once you put some effort, you grow bankroll with smaller leagues. Okay, with smaller leagues. Okay, so I built a bankroll, smaller leagues plus working extra shifts. Okay, extra money I was working, and of course I spent less than I make. Okay, so my goal was to build a bankroll. Okay, I was not spending this money for some other things, but my goal was to build a bankroll. And then once bets and bankroll became bigger, I wanted to bet more. Then bookmakers start limiting you. The lines are moving faster, and then of course you go to a bigger market, to betting exchanges, to other to bigger sports books, to bigger markets. Of course, bigger sports books also have small markets, and then you have then you don't expect to, I don't know, make double or triple or quadruple bankroll in 1 year. Then you want to make 30% in 1 year, 40% in 1 year, 50% in 1 year. But if you bet 1,000 American dollars, this is 50K in 1 year. And if you reinvest this, and if you don't spend it, this is plus 50K in your life, and in 10 years, once you do this constantly, it can change your life, right? If you work, and if you bet, and if you reinvest. But usually when you start from zero, the most important thing is skill, skill, so you know what you're doing. Attack smaller markets until you reach at least 10K. And of course, if you're young, or if you are passionate about this, do extra work, because it is easy to make 1K, 2K, 3K, just with the weekend jobs, in summer jobs. And you can, if you're disciplined, you can add this to your bankroll, and then you have 10K, and then you can start betting. Of course, people will say, I will not sacrifice myself to have 10K, and then I will lose this. Well, this is another problem, because most people don't believe it is possible to win in sports betting. And if you don't believe that it is possible, you should not even start, because you're wasting time and energy. This is, if I don't believe that I can become an NBA player, I will not even start, because that would be waste of time. Every successful people, every successful person in the world, the first thing was that he believed it is possible. If you don't believe, don't even start. So if you believe, then you put 100% yourself into it, right? And so I did. I was working on weekends. I was attacking smaller markets. I was doing betting analysis, betting models. All my free time was into analysis, and once I grow the bankroll, then I slowly move it to bigger markets. Okay, and that's how you build a bankroll. I know this is maybe not the most attractive advice, but the best advices are always unattractive. That's why people don't want to hear them, because every growth pains, right? When you grow, it is not comfortable, right? And nobody wants to hear this, but this is it. So three things: focus on small markets, focus on your skills, focus on numbers, not betting models, your finances, focus, invest your time, money, and energy into the books. Read personal development books. You will get discipline. You will understand money. Invest in betting books, betting courses. I have also betting course. Invest this money, so you understand concepts. You can attack any market. Then bet smaller markets, and if you have a chance, make extra work, extra shifts, and bring more money into the bank in short time as possible. And if you believe in yourself, then things can change, right? So those are, it is four steps that are important. Okay. Of course, we also live in different countries. If you live in Afghanistan or Bangladesh, or of course, you have less opportunities. But I believe that people in Africa, or with in countries where the salary is much smaller, I believe they have a little bit different problems. So always take the advice. Just part of you don't need to listen advice, because I cannot advise anyone who started in worse position than I was. Okay. But for the rest of the world, for Western world, I think this was my way. Okay. And I hope you got the idea or two. Okay, so that's it from me today, and I hope Detroit wins, right? Thank you.